Manufacturing. It's the economic lifeblood of Wisconsin, the state's biggest business sector, a driver of jobs and wealth. Tonight, manufacturing's past, present, and future. This is the Made in Wisconsin Manufacturing Special. Hello, I'm Adrienne Pedersen.
And I'm Sheldon Dutez. We are here at the SC Johnson IMET Center, part of Gateway Technical College. IMET stands for Integrated Manufacturing and Engineering Technology. This is where they are training the next generation of manufacturers.
Every week, Sheldon and I bring you the stories of the products made right here in Wisconsin and the people who make them.
And tonight we are taking a closer look at some of our Made in Wisconsin features and what the manufacturing sector means to Wisconsin.
Wisconsin companies, big and small, known and unknown, make products and parts that ship all over the world. Companies like Harley-Davidson. We visited Harley's plant in Menomonee Falls. That's where they make the powertrains for their iconic bikes.
Our employees are, again, very skilled, but also very passionate about what they do. There's a lot of pride here in this factory.
About 7 hours of labor goes into each powertrain, and they make more than 200,000 of them at this plant every year.
About 80 miles up the road from Milwaukee and Manitowoc, Burger Boats sells on a global scale. Company has been creating a lifestyle on the water since 1863. Their luxury yachts commanding millions of dollars.
We've sent boats to Russia, to Kuwait, Canada, anywhere in the world. They just go out the St. Lawrence Seaway and out into the Atlantic Ocean, and from there they can travel anywhere.
Burger's 4th and 5th generation craftspeople not only build new boats, they also maintain and service existing boats. On the day 12 News visited, they were working on the Edelweiss, a well-known watercraft in downtown Milwaukee. And as long as we're talking about boats, Evinrude makes the motors that power them. Evinrude's motors were invented in Wisconsin and are still assembled and tested at the company's plant in Sturtevant.
Everything is made here by proud people from Wisconsin.
As we said, manufacturing is Wisconsin's top industry. It employs hundreds of thousands of people.
Wisconsin Manufacturers and Commerce is the state's top business group. I talked to WMC President Kurt Bauer about the importance of manufacturing to Wisconsin.
If you think about it, manufacturing, it's not just one factory job. It creates jobs in other sectors, in transportation, in energy, in banking, you name it. It has a multiplier effect like no other industry does. So for every factory job, you're creating at least 2.5 to 3 jobs in other sectors of the economy. It is one that really creates wealth in the state of Wisconsin.
And how many people work in manufacturing?
490,000 Wisconsinites work in manufacturing, which is up substantially over the last 8 years.
Why is it up?
It's up for a variety of reasons. One, we're recovering from the Great Recession because we had a down spot there, but also because we have fundamentally reformed the business climate in the state of Wisconsin, and we recognize that Wisconsin runs on manufacturing, that all other sectors really depend on manufacturing. So we have the Agriculture and Manufacturer Production Tax Credit. We've done some things on regulatory reform, on permitting. All of these things have been done so that manufacturing thrives because we recognize it is the bedrock of the middle class. Manufacturing is what created the broad middle class in the state of Wisconsin and in our country. So when manufacturing does well, Wisconsin does well.
A company just across the street here makes something almost all of us have in our homes.
And InSinkErator created and continues to improve kitchen waste disposals.
The product was invented 91 years ago here by our founder, John Hammes.
InSinkErator is still located in Racine County. It's the world's largest manufacturer of garbage disposals. It takes teamwork, ingenuity, and a lot of product testing to harness all that power right under your sink. Well, from the inside of your home to the outside, Generac helps keep the lights on when the power goes out.
Their generators are in demand everywhere, especially after major storms pummel parts of the country. We visited their plant in Whitewater. Generators help keep the lights on when the power goes out. Generac's units can run on natural gas or liquid propane.
We're going to start at the engine line, and we're going to see how these engines are built from the ground up. So we take the crankcases, we wash them, we clean them, de-oil them, we start putting in the gears, we start putting in the pistons, we put the valve covers on,
Generac employees take pride in making a product that helps keep people safe.
Our employees are very proud to know that when there's a power outage, that we're potentially saving lives, that we're making life easier during a natural disaster.
GE Medical is another well-known Wisconsin company.
And Adrian, I had a chance to visit their Wauwatosa plant for a look at the medical imaging technology that is on the leading edge.
This is one of the leading places in the world to develop high technology here at Research Park.
GE Healthcare's Logic E10, just one of those technologies.
Logic E10 made only here in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, and it shipped to customers all over the world.
It's a state-of-the-art ultrasound system to looking at every part of the body.
How does this differ from previous ultrasounds?
Now we're coupling it with the power of artificial intelligence and deep learning. And again, that allows us to provide more information to the clinicians, get to a diagnosis faster and more confident.
So from start to finish, how long does it take to manufacture the Logic E10?
It's about 12 hours of total time, and it's about 8 hours of actual touch time.
Most people don't know this about Milwaukee. We are the high-tech giant of Wisconsin.
All right, we just heard him mention high tech, and that's exactly what many of today's manufacturing jobs are.
And coming up, we'll hear how manufacturing jobs have really changed and the skills that are in demand.
We'll also show you the Kenosha company killing bacteria with light.
And from high tech to high end, the wide range of high quality products people are making right here in our state.
But first, we mentioned Harley-Davidson a few minutes ago. Harley has supply chain companies in Wisconsin. This is Milsco and Red Granite. Milsco makes leather seats for Harley and Indian motorcycles. Company got its start in 1924 making leather harnesses for horses. Besides Harley, Milsco makes products for John Deere, Toro, Ariens, and other companies. You're watching the Made in Wisconsin Manufacturing Special. Generations of artisans work in the Allen Edmonds factory in Port Washington. They start with raw material that goes through a 212-step process before customers even step foot in the company's high-end shoes. Allen Edmonds produce 2,500 pair of shoes a day and 500,000 pair a year. That is 1 million shoes from a company nearly 100 years old in Wisconsin. Welcome back to the Made in Wisconsin Manufacturing Special. I'm Sheldon Dutez.
And I'm Adrian Pedersen. We're at the S.C. Johnson IMED Center in Sturtevant, part of Gateway Technical College. The students who are here today are really the future manufacturers of tomorrow.
And Adrian, in a few minutes, I'll talk with the president of Gateway Tech about what's going on here at the IMED Center. But first, let's take a look at another Wisconsin company that's all about quality, Regalware in West Bend. Regalware has been in the business of cookware since 1911.
Our biggest type of business is stainless steel cookware, multi-layered stainless steel cookware.
The cookware starts as huge blocks of metal. They go into a 1,500 degree furnace until they are hot enough to be molded into shape.
This is the gray, and that's our copper finish.
Regalware says creating jobs in the state is the best part of being made in Wisconsin.
We feel very strongly about providing jobs within this community and also the extended community as far as our vendor base. We do a lot of sourcing within the state of Wisconsin.
Modern manufacturing jobs are highly skilled.
And Sheldon, I asked Kurt Bauer of Wisconsin Manufacturers and Commerce how manufacturing jobs have changed.
A lot of people think of manufacturing, they think of the old assembly line and coveralls. Dumb, dirty, and dangerous is what people used to think. It's become very high tech. I like to say that manufacturing today is the information age meets the industrial age. It is advanced manufacturing. All the simple assembly that could be outsourced someplace else or can be automated has been. So what we're looking at now is high-tech manufacturing processes, advanced manufacturing as we call it. It is very dynamic and it is high skill, high pay, very high reward for people who are in it.
Is it tough to find people who are qualified to do these jobs?
It is tough to find people, period. It's tough to find people who want those jobs because we have stigmatized manufacturing jobs. We have told people that everybody needs to get a 4-year degree as opposed to get a technical skill certification from a technical college and end up in manufacturing. Manufacturing careers are very high pay. They pay 30% above the median. They offer merit advancement and a great career opportunity for people. We need to get that message out because there is great need in manufacturing for people who are willing and skilled to work in the various jobs that you have.
The workforce needs are real. Kurt Bauer tells me that some companies will train their own workers and others will even help pay for their employees' technical education, all to get the right people in jobs. Let's send it over to Sheldon.
Thanks, Adrian. I'm here with Dr. Brian Albrecht. He is the president and CEO of Gateway Technical College. Thanks so much for joining us. First off, tell us what type of training happens here at the IMET Center.
Yeah, this is an exciting place. IMET stands for the Integrated Manufacturing and Engineering Technology Center. So just as it describes, our engineering programs are here, biomedical, electrical, civil engineering, also our manufacturing programs, computer numerical control, automation programs, and we're building out a new system of Industry 4.0 protocol to help advance our skill sets here for our students to be supportive in this region.
And how many students are enrolled?
We have over 400 students in our engineering and manufacturing programs, each of them pursuing a direct pathway into great careers in Southeast Wisconsin.
And you also have a partnership with local high schools.
We do. We work extensively with our high schools to build out pathways of opportunity. This year alone, over 7,000 high school students will be taking Gateway courses while they're still in high school.
All right, you've been the president for since 2006. How has the industry and the needs changed in the time that you've been leading?
Changed dramatically. You have to go back to the history of Gateway, founded in 1911. At that time, the nomenclature for manufacturing was around Industry 1.0. Over time, it's evolved to Industry 2.0, Industry 3.0, and now Industry 4.0. Industry 4.0 really takes the leverage of Industry 3, which is the computer integration of manufacturing, adds IT to it. So Gateway's new programs will be in data analytics, in automated manufacturing systems, in robotics, and advanced technical programming. So we're excited about the future, and this center is preparing our students for that.
And talk to us a little bit more. You know, a lot of manufacturing jobs are becoming more highly skilled. Tell us what you're doing to get students ready for the next generation.
Yeah, absolutely. So students need to think about the knowledge and skills that are required to not only get the first job, but sustain that over time. So we do a lot of customized training programs with our local employers to make sure that the incumbent workforce has the skill set to stay competitive.
And what's it going to take to keep this pipeline going and to keep students interested and get them moving through the system?
Well, we're fortunate in Wisconsin and right here in Southeast Wisconsin to continue to see an economic boom. So when companies come to our community, whether it's Kenall Manufacturing or a legacy company like InSinkErator, we work hand in glove with our economic development partners to establish a workforce training protocol to ensure that they have skilled workers to stay competitive on a global nature.
Excellent. Dr. Albrecht, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for
My
joining
pleasure.
us.
Thank you.
Adrian, back over to you.
Thank you, Sheldon. Let's show you some of that high-tech manufacturing we're talking about. Kenall Manufacturing in Kenosha makes LED lighting solutions for businesses all over the country.
Our specialization is to produce products that haven't been thought of before.
Kenall has created a lighting system they call Indigo Clean that actually kills bacteria. It'll be useful for room disinfection in hospitals and public buildings. Engineers say the light has a similar effect of bleach. The blue lights do the cleaning and the regular LED lights keep the room lit. Next on the Made in Wisconsin Manufacturing Special, how the state became a manufacturing powerhouse. And later, Sheldon and I will share some of our favorite products made right here in Wisconsin. But first, the Wisconsin product heating up the culinary world. Alto Sham makes stainless steel warming ovens and sells them to restaurants everywhere. 400 people work at the Alto Sham facility in Menominee Falls. The Moss family started the company 5 decades ago. Their name is on every product. Sham is Moz spelled backwards. You're watching the Made in Wisconsin Manufacturing Special. Carmex is one of the most popular lip balms in the world. It's made in the Milwaukee suburb of Franklin. The company's founder turned his idea into a brand. He started by pouring medicated lip balm into jars in his kitchen. Today, Carmex is still family-owned and employing 160 people in Wisconsin. Karma Labs turns out hundreds of thousands of jars, sticks, and tubes of lip balm every day. Carmex started in 1937. It's just one of the Wisconsin companies that's been decades in the making.
And Adrian, Masterlock is another one of those companies. They have been in business since 1921. 12 News visited their plant in Oak Creek.
We've been in the area, and it's been a commitment of ours to stay in the area. It's important.
Master locks secure lockers, gates, doors, anything you need locked. Now the company is moving beyond traditional padlocks to new technology.
You actually use your phone to get into the lockbox.
Design, prototyping, and mock-ups are all done on-site in Oak Creek. Master Lock is using 3D printing technology to craft their new products.
So what the 3D printer does is it lays down a small layer of, in this case, plastic in liquid form, and then it uses a UV light to quickly harden it, and it builds it up layer by layer. Being around for 100 years, that's not an easy thing to do. We make quality products that consumers have a need for.
Master Lock is one of the companies that really helped put Milwaukee on the map for manufacturing.
In fact, WMC says Milwaukee started Wisconsin's manufacturing dominance. Milwaukee's nickname was the machine tool capital of the world, and one successful company led to another. Companies like Briggs & Stratton, Allen Bradley, and Harley-Davidson started the Milwaukee manufacturing cluster that continues to this day. So that's Wisconsin's manufacturing past, but what about its future? Kurt Bauer of Wisconsin Manufacturers and Commerce told me it's bright, though not without some challenges.
I think the biggest challenge is workforce, because if you can't find workers, eventually you're going to have to go where the workers are. We are automating a lot, and that's because the cost is going down, the technology is improving, but you always are going to have a human element. And when you have automation, you need people to program and repair those machines. So if we can't find workers, then production is going to have to go someplace else. That's the biggest threat to manufacturing in the state of Wisconsin. Otherwise, right now, it's a very dynamic industry. There's a reason why it's the largest industry. There's a reason why it's growing in Wisconsin. I think there's a bright future. We just have to figure out a way to solve that workforce issue. We need to draw people in from other states, which we're doing, from Illinois, Iowa, and we need to bring people in from overseas as well. We need legal immigration to bring people in.
Throughout our program, we've talked about some of the best-known products coming out of Wisconsin.
And another Milwaukee company is making products that you've probably used without even realizing it, Adrian. HellermannTyton makes a wide range of products, from cable ties to wire fasteners.
You would find our products on every vehicle going down the road, every piece of agricultural equipment. So HellermannTyton manufactures a wide range of highly engineered fasteners that secure, route, and protect wires and harnesses in many highly technical industries.
And HellermannTyton has been making these products since 1969. The company has 2 facilities on Milwaukee's northwest side. VP of Operations Dave Tomaszek gave me a tour of the Good Hope Road location.
Here we have over 100 injection molding machines, and we're producing billions of parts.
And all the items that you see here on the table started off as these tiny plastic pellets.
The trucks outside are delivering nylon pellets into our bulk storage. From there, the bulk storage is fed through a material handling system, and through that process, the material is dried, and then it's brought out to the press automatically.
How many workers are in Wisconsin?
We have approximately 800 employees.
HellermannTyton is celebrating its 50th anniversary in Wisconsin. Coming up, some of the coolest things made right here in Wisconsin.
In fact, we'll share a couple of our personal favorites out of the dozens of Made in Wisconsin stories. But first, water-related businesses are big in Wisconsin. Watertronics in Heartland makes water pumping and irrigation systems that help keep golf courses green. They even make the rainwater harvesting system in use at the Milwaukee County Domes.
If we can use alternate sources of water to take care of irrigation, that's a real benefit to the planet.
You're watching the Made in Wisconsin Manufacturing Special.
People in Wisconsin are sometimes called cheeseheads. Well, the company took that literally. Foamation made its first cheesehead in 1987. The company's expanding foam is injected into molds and then baked into shape. Foamation says their cheeseheads are a source of Wisconsin pride.
Wisconsin Manufacturers and Commerce holds its Manufacturing Month every October, and as part of that, they have a contest they call the Coolest Thing Made in Wisconsin. So before we go tonight, we thought it'd be fun to share some of the coolest things that we've seen during our Made in Wisconsin stories. I really liked the musical instruments made in Elkhorn. The Getson Company makes trumpets, trombones, bugle horns, and piccolos, among other instruments. The company was founded in a horse barn in 1939, and employees spend 40 hours crafting a single trumpet. That is some true craftsmanship there and attention to detail.
And Adrian, we've seen a lot of cool things that are made right here in Wisconsin. The Cheeseheads are just one of those, but I've got to pick the t-shirt cannon made by Exciting Events in New Berlin. They are custom built to shoot 24 t-shirts in just 5 seconds. You can see them at games and sporting events across the country, and it's always exciting for the fans when the t-shirts are shot. It's always so much fun.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for this Made in Wisconsin manufacturing special.
Watch our Made in Wisconsin reports every week right here on WISN 12 News. Have a good night.